Ladies and gentlemen, life is full of challenges, disappointments, and obstacles. But what sets apart those who merely survive from those who thrive is the ability to act as if nothing hurts them. Now, I'm not saying to deny your emotions or pretend problems don't exist. What I mean is to develop the inner strength to stand tall, stay focused, and maintain a vision for your life no matter what comes your way. When you act as if nothing hurts you, you're not being fake. You're taking control. You're telling the world and yourself that you won't let circumstances dictate your destiny. Strength is not the absence of pain, it's the mastery of it. So how do we build that strength? It begins with principles, habits, and a mindset that equips us to move forward no matter what. Let me give you an example. Picture a tree in a storm. The wind pushes, the rain pounds, and sometimes branches break. But the tree remains rooted, standing firm, ready to grow again when the storm passes. You too can be that tree. You can develop roots so deep that no storm can topple you. Pain is temporary, but your dreams are lasting. Keep your eyes fixed on where you're going, not what you're going through. Success is not built on comfort. It's built on how you handle discomfort. Embrace adversity as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. The person who controls their emotions controls their life. Respond to challenges with calmness and clarity, not panic or despair. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. View difficulties as opportunities to grow stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the future. The people around you either lift you up or pull you down. Choose relationships that fuel your resilience and keep you motivated. Read, reflect, and work on yourself every day. When you strengthen your mind and body regularly, you're prepared for whatever life throws at you. Words have power. Even in hard times, speak of where you're going, not where you are. Affirmations shape actions, and actions shape destiny. Don't hold on to resentment, regret, or failure. Let them teach you, then let them go. Carrying emotional baggage will only slow you down. Even in tough times, find reasons to celebrate. Small victories remind you that progress is happening, even if it's not visible yet. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present. It reminds you that despite the storms, there's always something to be thankful for. Pain has a way of narrowing our focus. It pulls us into the moment, demanding our attention and making it hard to see beyond the discomfort. But here's the secret to rising above it. You need a vision so compelling, so grand, that it pulls you forward no matter how heavy the burden feels. When you have a vision bigger than your pain, you're not ignoring the struggles, you're simply refusing to let them define you. That vision becomes your compass, your guiding star. It reminds you why you started, what you're working toward, and who you're becoming in the process. Think about it this way: every great achievement was born out of challenges. The entrepreneur who built an empire didn't do so without sleepless nights, rejection, or failures. The athlete who wins gold didn't do so without enduring grueling training sessions, injuries, and moments of doubt. What kept them going? A vision that was larger than any setback they encountered. Your vision must be so clear and so powerful that it outshines the temporary struggles. It must excite you, energize you, and give you a reason to keep showing up, even on the hardest days. Without a vision, pain becomes an anchor that drags you down. With a vision, pain transforms into fuel that propels you forward. It's not enough to simply have a dream, you must make it vivid. See it in your mind, feel it in your heart, and speak it into existence. When you do this, the pain doesn't go away, but it loses its power. It no longer has the ability to stop you because you've already decided that where you're going is worth far more than what you're going through. The truth is, life will test you. It will push you to your limits. But every test has a purpose and every challenge has a lesson. When your vision is big enough, you begin to see the trials as temporary. You recognize that the pain is part of the process, not the end of the road. So ask yourself, what is your vision? What is so meaningful, so important, that you're willing to endure the discomfort to achieve it? When you have an answer to that question, you'll find that the pain doesn't feel quite as overwhelming. Instead, it becomes a necessary part of the journey, a stepping stone to the life you're building. Keep your vision in front of you. Write it down, visualize it daily, and remind yourself why it matters. When the storms of life come, and they will, your vision will give you the strength to stand tall, to persevere, and to keep moving forward. Because when your purpose is bigger than your pain, nothing can hold you back. Life doesn't care about your plans or your desires. It's going to throw challenges your way, whether you're ready or not. The question isn't whether tough times will come, it's how you respond when they do. And that response begins with developing a philosophy of resilience. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back from setbacks, it's about building the strength and character to rise above them before they even have a chance to knock you down. It's a mindset, a way of thinking that acknowledges the harsh realities of life while refusing to be defeated by them. When you develop this philosophy, you understand that life is a series of tests, and each test is an opportunity to grow. The person who is resilient doesn't see failure as the end of the road, they see it as a lesson, a stepping stone to a better, stronger version of themselves. They don't ask, why me, when something goes wrong. They ask, what can I learn from this? They know that every difficulty is part of the process, not something to be avoided. Resilience doesn't just come from having a positive attitude, it comes from making a decision to never quit, no matter how tough things get. It's about seeing every challenge as a chance to sharpen your skills, to fortify your resolve, and to deepen your commitment to your goals. The resilient person doesn't back down, they stand tall and face adversity head on, knowing that this moment will pass, but the strength they gain will last forever. Part of building this resilience is realizing that pain and struggle are not only inevitable but necessary. It's easy to be optimistic when everything's going well, but the true test of your character comes when things aren't so easy. Do you run from the storm, or do you stand in it knowing it will pass and leave you stronger? When you develop a philosophy of resilience, you embrace the hard times because you understand that they shape you. The resilient person also understands that success is not a straight line. It's a series of ups and downs, wins and losses, highs and lows, but it's the persistence to keep going that counts. If you can take a blow and keep moving forward, if you can face difficulty and not give up, you will be a force to be reckoned with. Resilience is also about controlling your response to circumstances. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can always control how you react. You can choose to get bitter, or you can choose to get better. You can choose to wallow in frustration, or you can choose to rise with even more determination. The philosophy of resilience teaches you that you hold the power to determine how the story ends, not your circumstances. By building resilience, you start to see challenges in a new light. Instead of viewing them as roadblocks, you begin to see them as opportunities to grow, improve, and prove to yourself just how strong you really are. And over time, the more resilient you become, the less the setbacks affect you. You'll become someone who doesn't just survive life, you'll thrive in it, no matter what it throws at you. So develop this philosophy. Make resilience your foundation. Build it into every part of your life, your career, your relationships, your health, and your dreams. When you do, no challenge will ever feel like a threat. Instead, it will be another chance to rise, to grow, and to prove that you can handle anything life throws your way. Because a person who has mastered resilience is unstoppable. One of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is to learn how to control your emotional response. Life is full of ups and downs, and while we can't always control what happens to us, we can always control how we react to those things. That's where the real power lies, not in external circumstances, but in our internal response. When you react emotionally, you give away your power. Your emotions can easily become the driver of your actions, and before you know it, you're making decisions based on frustration, anger, fear, or disappointment. Those emotions, though valid, are temporary. They don't need to dictate your life. If you let them, they will cloud your judgment, distort your perspective, and prevent you from making wise decisions. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. It means acknowledging them, understanding their purpose, and choosing how to respond. Emotions are natural, they're signals telling you that something matters. But they should never be the ones in control. You are. When you gain control of your emotional response, you're able to think clearly, act with purpose, and navigate even the toughest situations with grace. You can pause, take a breath, and choose your next move. Instead of reacting impulsively to a setback, you take a step back and reflect on the best course of action. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings, it means using them as information, not allowing them to take over your actions. For example, when things aren't going your way, it's easy to let frustration take over. You can feel your patience wearing thin and your mind starts to spiral into negativity. But the person who has control over their emotions doesn't allow that to happen. Instead, they acknowledge the frustration but don't let it dictate their next move. They remember that setbacks are part of the journey and that their response can either make or break their progress. In moments of anger or disappointment, the ability to step back and pause is crucial. A few seconds of reflection can prevent hours of regret. That's the power of controlling your emotional response. You make better decisions, act more deliberately, and maintain your peace. Think about the greatest achievers in history. They didn't reach their level of success by reacting to every hardship with emotional outbursts or panic. They face challenges with composure, making decisions with a clear head, not letting their emotions dictate their actions. This is something you can learn to do as well. Another important part of emotional control is developing self-awareness. The more you know about your triggers, the better you can anticipate your emotional responses. If you know you tend to get impatient when things aren't going fast enough, you can prepare yourself to handle those moments more effectively. The more you practice self-control, the more automatic it becomes. Over time, you'll find that your emotional responses become more measured and you'll become a master at navigating difficult situations. When you control your emotional response, you develop resilience and mental toughness. You stop being a victim of circumstance and become the architect of your own destiny. Life will still throw curveballs, but you'll face them with a level head and a steady hand. You'll see the obstacles as opportunities, not as threats. And ultimately, this ability to control your emotional state will give you the clarity and strength you need to succeed, regardless of what comes your way. So make this a habit. Practice emotional discipline every day. When you control your emotional response, you become unstoppable. You take the power back, and nothing can shake you. One of the most underrated skills in life is mastering the power of perspective. Life doesn't come with a manual, and we're all bound to face tough situations, setbacks, and moments of doubt. What determines the outcome of these challenges isn't necessarily the situation itself, but the way we choose to see it. Perspective is everything. The reality is that what we perceive shapes how we react, and how we react ultimately shapes our future. You could look at a setback as a failure, or you could see it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and come back stronger. You could view obstacles as roadblocks, or you could see them as stepping stones to something better. The power of perspective lies in recognizing that how you interpret your experiences can either empower you or hold you back. It's easy to fall into the trap of seeing things only through a narrow lens. When things don't go as planned, it's tempting to focus only on what's wrong, the disappointment, the frustration, the unfairness of it all. But when you change your perspective, you realize that even in the toughest of times, there's always something to gain. A bad situation doesn't have to mean a bad outcome. It might be uncomfortable, but it could also be teaching you something you need to know. It could be building the strength and resilience you'll need for greater success in the future. The key is to step outside your immediate emotions and take a broader view. Instead of reacting to a challenge with negativity, take a step back and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this help me grow? What if this is the exact experience I need to become better, stronger, and more capable? When you start to ask these questions, you'll begin to see every obstacle as an opportunity in disguise. Think of it like this. If you're too close to a painting, you might miss the beauty and the details. But when you take a step back, you begin to see the bigger picture, the full scope of the artwork, the way the colors blend, the story behind it. Life is no different. If you stay too close to the pain or frustration of the moment, all you'll see is the difficulty. But when you shift your perspective, you begin to see the bigger picture, how this moment fits into your journey, how it's shaping who you are, and how it's preparing you for what's ahead. Mastering the power of perspective is about training your mind to view situations from different angles. It's about seeing the silver lining, even in the darkest clouds. This doesn't mean pretending that everything is perfect or minimizing the challenges you face. It means acknowledging the difficulties, but choosing not to be defined by them. It means making a conscious decision to rise above them. Take a look at some of the most successful people in the world. They didn't get to where they are because they had fewer problems or obstacles. They got there because they learned to see their challenges as opportunities. They saw rejection as a lesson, failure as feedback, and obstacles as the training ground for their future victories. They understood that perspective shapes outcomes. The truth is, the same event can be experienced by two different people, and each one will interpret it in their own way. One might see a challenge as a defeat, while the other sees it as a chance to learn. One might feel sorry for themselves, while the other picks themselves up, adjusts their plan, and keeps moving forward. The difference isn't the situation, it's the perspective. When you change your perspective, you change your reality. You begin to see the world as a place full of possibilities, not limitations. You understand that challenges are a natural part of growth and that no one is exempt from the trials of life. But with the right perspective, you realize that these trials don't break you, they make you. So master the power of perspective. Train yourself to see beyond the immediate difficulty. Shift your focus from what's going wrong to what's going right. When you do, you'll find that your capacity for success, happiness, and fulfillment expands. And you'll find yourself tackling life's challenges with a mindset that empowers you to keep moving forward no matter what. The people you surround yourself with play a major role in shaping your life. You've heard it before, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. But it goes beyond that. The quality of your relationships directly impacts the quality of your life. If you want to grow, if you want to achieve great things, if you want to reach your full potential, you must surround yourself with strength. Strength isn't just about physical power, it's about the mental, emotional, and spiritual strength of the people in your circle. It's about being around those who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to become better. You need people who will lift you up when you're down, encourage you when you doubt yourself, and hold you accountable when you're slacking off. Far too many people surround themselves with weakness, either because it's comfortable or because they're afraid to outgrow their current circle. But here's the truth. If you're constantly surrounded by people who are negative, complacent, or resigned to their circumstances, you'll find it harder to break free from that same mindset. You'll start to believe that where you are is where you're meant to be, that there's no need for growth, that mediocrity is acceptable. And that's a dangerous place to be. When you surround yourself with strength, however, you're continuously exposed to a mindset of growth, ambition, and perseverance. You're surrounded by people who are focused on improvement, people who are hungry for success, who push past their fears, and who keep moving forward no matter the setbacks. These are the people who inspire you to reach higher, to strive for more, and to see the bigger picture. They don't allow you to settle for less than your best. Think about it. If you want to be strong, you need to learn from strength. If you want to be successful, you need to learn from success. The people you keep close are the ones who influence your thoughts, your habits, and ultimately your results. So ask yourself, are the people around you helping you become the person you need to be? Are they encouraging you to push harder, think bigger, and take risks? Or are they pulling you back, holding you to the same old standards, and keeping you in your comfort zone? Surrounding yourself with strength means seeking out relationships with people who challenge you to be your best self. These are the individuals who offer constructive criticism, not because they want to tear you down, but because they want to see you rise higher. These are the mentors, the coaches, the friends who hold you accountable, who celebrate your wins, but also remind you to keep moving forward when you face setbacks. It's not just about finding people who are strong in the ways you admire. It's about being around individuals who make you stronger, who encourage you to grow, and who push you to be a better version of yourself. In every area of your life, your career, your health, your relationships, you need strength in your corner. People who remind you that you're capable of more than you realize. People who won't let you quit. And let's not forget, strength is contagious. When you surround yourself with strong people, you begin to take on that strength yourself. Their mindset becomes your mindset. Their work ethic becomes your work ethic. And their vision becomes your vision. Before long, you'll notice that you're thinking differently, acting differently, and achieving differently. Strength builds strength. But here's the reality: this process requires intentionality. You must actively seek out these relationships and protect them. Don't be afraid to distance yourself from people who drain you, from relationships that hold you back, or from environments that don't nurture your growth. You have the power to choose who you allow into your life. And it's your responsibility to choose wisely. Surrounding yourself with strength isn't just about taking, it's also about contributing. The people who surround you with strength want to see you win, but they also want to see you give back, challenge them, and be a source of strength for others. It's a two-way street. You become stronger by being in a community of strength, and that community becomes stronger because of you. So if you want to go to the next level, if you want to achieve things you never thought possible, if you want to develop the mental and emotional fortitude to overcome life's challenges, then it's time to take a hard look at your circle. Surround yourself with strength, and you'll soon find that your own strength knows no limits. You will become a force, unstoppable and relentless in the pursuit of your dreams. Your daily routine shapes your future. The small choices you make, the actions you take, and the habits you form today will determine who you become tomorrow. If you're not intentional about your daily routine, you'll find yourself drifting through life, reacting to circumstances instead of creating your own path. And when you leave your growth to chance, you're allowing your life to be shaped by the whims of external forces. But when you make growth a priority every single day, you take control. A routine of growth doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the simpler it is, the more sustainable it will be in the long run. The key is consistency. You don't need to make drastic changes overnight, but you must commit to showing up every day and doing the work, no matter how small it may seem in the moment. Over time, these small daily efforts compound, and the results will speak for themselves. Start by investing in yourself every day. This means taking time for learning, whether that's reading a book, listening to a podcast, or watching something that expands your knowledge. Success leaves clues, and if you're not actively learning, you're not growing. The most successful people are lifelong learners. They understand that knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is even more powerful. In addition to learning, you must also focus on improving your mindset every day. Your mindset is the lens through which you see the world, and it shapes everything you do. Start your day by filling your mind with positive thoughts, affirmations, and the belief that you are capable of achieving your goals. If you wake up with a negative or defeated mindset, it will affect everything you do for the rest of the day. But when you cultivate a mindset of growth, possibility, and confidence, you set the tone for success. Another critical part of a daily routine of growth is taking consistent action. You can read all the books, listen to all the podcasts, and watch all the motivational videos, but if you don't take action, you're not growing. Action is the bridge between knowledge and results. Every day, take deliberate steps toward your goals, no matter how small they seem. Those actions, repeated day in and day out, will eventually lead to breakthroughs. But growth isn't just about knowledge and action, it's also about reflection. At the end of each day, take time to review what you did, what you learned, and what you could have done better. This process of reflection allows you to course correct, improve, and fine-tune your efforts. If you're not regularly reviewing your progress, you're simply moving through life without a clear sense of direction. By reflecting daily, you ensure that you're always moving forward, always learning, and always improving. Your physical health is another key component of your routine. A healthy body supports a healthy mind, and when you take care of yourself physically, you're setting yourself up for success in every other area of your life. Whether it's exercising, eating nutritious food, or getting enough rest, these small daily actions will give you the energy and clarity you need to pursue your goals. The people you surround yourself with also impact your growth. Make it a point to spend time with those who are also committed to growth, those who challenge you to become better, and those who support your vision. The people in your life should be adding value to your journey, not draining your energy. As you continue to grow, your circle will naturally begin to reflect the kind of person you're becoming.